by 26 points when they met during the season. But they are very similar, Charlie. They come into this game, both of them, their strength is defense. They play such good defense, both clubs do. In fact, Elburn on the season, they've held 14 of their 18 opponents to 50 or less points, whereas Concord has also held 14 of 18 to less than 50 points. So we're looking at a real defensive battle, at least on the board. Now, by the same token, both of these clubs can score, so something's got to give. You got two tough defensive teams, two teams who can put points on the board. It ought to be a good match.
All right, Carl, we've got all of the excitement of high school championship basketball. We've also got excitement back at our studios. Let's go to WMUR's Chris Raggi. Chris? All right, everybody, we are just moments away from the start of tonight's Class L Girls Championship game. Let us go to our ring announcer for the starting lineup.
NHIAA championship game in Class L between the Broncos of Elburn High and the Crimson Tide of Concord High. Stephanie May. For Hampton at right forward and number 34, Emily Loftus. For Elburn at left forward, Kristen Watnow.
Now just waiting for the teams to take the court here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. And Carl, it's been an interesting road for both of these teams making it here to the state championship. The team that everybody is talking about, of course, the Broncos of Elburn. It's been a perennial seeing Nashua here, but Nashua are here tonight only to watch this team.
Yeah, Nashua, of course, who's won 8 of the 8 championships since 1982. you know, again, was the #1 seed coming in. And finally, Elvern got that monkey off its back and was able to beat Nashua in the semifinals. Elvern had to, of course, take 3 games to get to the finals, and we'll talk about those as we go along. Whereas Concord had a bye. They were seeded #2, and they had a bye the first round and beat 2 Manchester teams to get here. So we're ready for the tip-off.
All right, we're just about to get underway. Amanda Perkins will jump it up for Concord, and it's Becky Hook for Elvern. Concord controls it off the tap. Emily Larson working it over to Erin Haas. Back to Larson on the side. To Haas around the perimeter. Haas again in the corner. Larson takes a jumper, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Courtney Woodland. The ball is loose, and referee Bill Kostovin blows the whistle. Also want to note, Carl, championship basketball. We bring out 2 championship-style referees, Bill Kostovin and Rick Zecca, 2 of the best. Again, it's Haas. In the corner, Larson shoots no good. Larson 0 for 2 from the floor. They try it down low, and Elvern takes over the basketball, and it's Karen Bigini bringing it up slowly. Bigini, bounce pass to Laurie Skelton. Back to Kristen Prochnow. Working it in, nice pass to Skelton. Skelton trying to get in the lane, works it to Becky Hook. Hook in there a little bit too long. And the Broncos turn it over. So in their first possession, they come up empty and turn it over. Neither team on the board, but the steal taken right there by Stephanie May. May with the shot hits the side of the backboard. Again, they go up with it, no good. Rebound fought for, all down by Courtney Woodland. Crimson Tide on the move. Emily Larson slows it down a bit, gets it to the quarterback, Erin Haas. Haas runs the offense. Gets it back to Haas as they almost lose it as it bounces off Anne-Marie Dallier's fingertips. Haas again takes the 3. The 2-handed set won't go. Rebound hauled down by Emily Larson. Again, the shot put up by Woodland, no good. Rebound control by Elvern. And Carl, so far, both teams coming up empty, throwing up the shots, but not on target.
Well, and I think they're a little bit tight, Charlie. It's going to take them, I think, a couple of minutes to loosen up. You know, the noise, the crowd, the excitement of a state championship, I think, has both of them just a little bit tense.
Carl, I know you and I have worked a lot of championship games on radio back in our radio days, but always the excitement and the adds, all that does really is add pressure in a situation like this.
Oh, yeah, it does. But they'll be all right. They've both, you know, they've both worked their way to this game. They'll be fine in a few minutes.
All right, opening minutes of play here. We played about 2 minutes, and Bill Kostovin calls the first foul of the game underneath. And it is on Kirsten Prochnow.
Well, Concord, I think, will go inside whenever they can. They just tried it there. They've got two people 6 feet underneath. They've got the height advantage, and I think you'll see them work underneath if they can against this zone that Elvern's put up.
Well, they managed to get to Woodland on the right. Haas, again with that 2-handed set, and this time it goes around the rim and in. Erin Haas with the first bucket of the game. So Erin Haas breaks the log jam, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Crimson Tide. On the right, Stephanie May taking her time, looking for help. May finds it in Kristen Prochnow. 3-point try, no good by Laurie Skelton. Rebound fought for and hauled down and controlled by Concord. Almost stolen away, and controlling it is Anne-Marie Dallier. Dallier still with it, moving down. Drops it off on the left. Shot no good by Woodland. Rebound fought for underneath, and we get a jump ball.
Well, Concord's getting those second and third shots each time, Charlie. They've had 4 possessions. And there they come down with the rebound, and they go up for a second, only this time they get tied up. It's Becky Hook, the center for Elvern, the senior center for Elvern, dives in and commits the foul.
Shot no good by Emily Larson. But again, Concord controlling. Concord doing a good job on the boards, just not getting the baskets to foul. This one does. The one-hander Nice shot by Anne-Marie Delier.
I think that's clearly going to be a key, Charlie, is that Elvern's going to have to figure out a way to do something on the offensive board because Concord's going to find itself with 2 and 3 shots. They're just too good a ball club to give that many opportunities.
Well, Alvern throwing up an air ball, and they want to call a timeout. They're a little frustrated right now. They are yet to get on the board, and with 4:40 to play in the first quarter, it's Concord 4, Alvern nothing. And we are back here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. Concord leading it 4-0 with 4 minutes 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Crimson Tide will put the ball in play. That's Emily Larson. And she bounces it in, and now the full court press being applied by Alvern. They just called the timeout. They reworked their strategy a little bit. Ken Johnson decided we better go from the zone and try and work the man-to-man. Haas working it around the perimeter. Back to Haas again. Haas to Larson. Won't go. He's 0 for 3 from the floor. And again, back come the Broncos. Long pass on the right side. Laurie Skelton.
We're going to get a charge. Laurie Skelton has gotten called for the charge here. And clearly you'll see the position was established nicely by number 35, Courtney Whitland, had the position, had her feet firmly planted, and Skelton was called for the charge.
So the basket, of course, no good because of the offensive foul. And Concord controls.
Now we've gone 4 minutes, and Elvern's still looking for their first 2 points.
Bounce pass down low, shot no good by Woodland. And back comes Alvern. Now Alvern trying to slow it up a bit, trying to get themselves composed. Fortunately for them, although they haven't scored, they are only down 4-0. Three-pointer is good. Bang by Stephanie May. And they are on the board.
Well, Stephanie May is one of the underclassmen. There's only 2 seniors on this Elvern team. She's just a sophomore, 5'10", and that's a good way to get the game quickly started for Elvern.
Well, they do it because they immediately come back with the steal. See how quickly things turn around in a game like this. Becky Hook in the paint, nice. Working it down low. Pretty play. Prochnow. Kirsten Prochnow suddenly puts Alvern on top.
That was really a very, very nice pass. Prochnow was moving without the ball very well, and it was just an excellent pass.
Well, Carl, how important was that timeout to Alvern? Suddenly they come up with 5 points, and they've had 2 steals since then.
Elvern, you'll see here, beautiful pass underneath. It was just, you know, she cut, moving without the ball is so important, and both these clubs do that well. Both of them, although they play great defense, are really capable of scoring. They've both been in the 80s several times during the season.
On the rebound, Alvern can't convert, and back come the Crimson Tide. I think a tough time controlling was Anne-Marie Delier. Bounce pass, finds Larson. Emily Larson again. This time she makes it. Emily Larson with the bucket, her first for the game.
Well, Emily Larson's one of the seniors. Concord started 5 seniors, but they now have number 52, Jen Shedlick, is in the game, another 6-foot center. So they have their height, real distinct height advantage at the moment. Concord has 2 people 6 feet underneath the board.
Carl, it's interesting to know you mentioned that Shadlick didn't start. She is really their big gun, and Paul Whitmore decided not to start her, to bring her off the bench as her sixth person.
I noticed he started 5 seniors. I didn't know if he did that for the championship game or if he feels she's better coming off the bench for a game like this.
Down low, won't go. Pretty move by Alvern. Stephanie May. It just wouldn't fall through. Back comes Concord. Pass. Long pass. Weak shot, though. Low percentage shot.
Both clubs are hurrying their shots a little, Charlie. I think they've got to slow it down. I know they like to run where they have the opportunity. Well, now Elvern is. They need to set these plays up, because Elvern, I think, is going to do much better with a little pattern offense. They do some cutting, which they tried to do there. Unfortunately, they threw the ball away for Elvern.
And we're going to take a timeout with 1:50 to play in the first quarter. It's Concord 6, Alvern 5. We'll be right back. We knew this one was going to be a close one, and thus far in the first 6 minutes or so, it has been just that. Concord leading it by 1, 6-5 over the Broncos of Alvern High School for the Class L Girls State Championship game. I'm Charlie Sherman along with Carl Vanasso, bring you all the action live here on WMUR TV. Hope you're enjoying the excitement of high school basketball tournament time.
We got a very low-scoring game, Charlie, but it'll pick up because both of them were tight at the beginning and hurrying their shots. But again, a good defensive play there by Alvirne, and you'll see Alvirne, when they bring the ball down, if they score, they immediately go into a full-court press. Now that's going to keep Concord, down on the defensive end for that extra several seconds. So we may not see a lot of scoring.
Laurie Skelton gave it to Karen Biagini, and Biagini gets fouled, and she will go to the line.
Yeah, well, they're taking it to the basket now, and this is much better play. You'll see Biagini going right strong to the basket. She does get fouled as she goes up. But rather than hurrying their shots, I think they need to set the thing up, use 15 or 20 seconds. And there's Paul Whitmore, the Concord coach. Got a very pretty flower, Charlie. We didn't get those. I don't...
What are you, with the Botanical Club?
No, I want to file something here. We need a file. But she took the ball to the basket strong, and that's what Alvirne, I think, needs to do, is run a little bit of a pattern offense, get its game established. There's been too much really run and shoot here without a pattern, and Biagini, just a 5'7" sophomore. This is a very young Alvirne ball club. They have just two seniors on this club. All the rest are underclassmen.
Almost stolen away.
This is a tough press. Watch this, Charlie. They'll double team them. Boy, they took all of 8-9 seconds to get the ball over.
Haas with it on the right, now works it on the side to Sandy Washburn. Washburn back to Haas, back to Washburn. Less than a minute to play in the first quarter. Shot no good, taken by Courtney Woodland. And again, Alvirne comes up with the defensive board.
Now, that's very important. Alvirne now, the last 3 possessions of Concord on their shot, Alvirne has gotten the rebound. And that's what they need to do, is stop that second and third shot by Concord.
31 seconds on the clock in the
now
first quarter.
They're setting a play up much better and taking their time, and they'll do some nice cutting. Watch Alvirne do some cutting, Charlie. They do backdoor stuff real well. Nice defense by Concord.
And Concord comes up poking it away. They've got 17 seconds to get down court and set up the shot. They want to take it quickly. Sandy Washburn goes all the way down, gets knocked down hard, and she's going to get called for the charge. And Carl, I don't understand that. Plenty of time, still 12.7 seconds. We take another look at it.
Here's
no
Sandy.
need to rush.
Right, Sandy Washburn wants to go all the way to the basket. She loses the ball. Really, nobody got in her way. But I'm a little bit surprised with 13 seconds left, 12.7. I thought they'd play for the last shot. Concord is simply hurrying its shots too much, I think, at this point. They need, like Alvirne's doing right here, is
got to shoot it. You got to shoot it. Time running out. And Laurie Skelton looked over the bench. Coach said, shoot the ball. You got 2 seconds left. So she had time to make the setup for the good shot. Didn't, and then had to force the shot as the buzzer sounds, ending the first quarter of play here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. At the end of 1 quarter, the score: Alvirne Broncos 7, the Crimson Tide of Concord 6. We'll be back with second quarter action right after these messages. All right, we're back here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium on the campus of St. Anselm's College, Class L state championship game. And after 1 quarter, it's Alvirne 7, Concord 6. Shot put up by Concord, no good. That was Jennifer Shadlick. Shadlick, who was one of their big scorers, had 13 points against Central during the tournament. No good down low by Stephanie May, and back come the Crimson Tide. Intercepted though right in front of us and hauled down by Kirsten Prochow. Out Karen Bianchi. Around to Stephanie May on the right. Back top of the key, it's Skelton. Laurie Skelton finds an opening, goes up, and it's denied. Denied nicely by Jen Shadlick. Back comes Haas. Nice easy pass underneath, but it won't fall for Amanda Perkins. Nice pretty pass though, Carl, by Erin Haas. Knew just where she wanted to go with it.
Well, and Amanda Perkins had really a very easy layup. You'll see a nice pass here, and Amanda, there's a nice block first of all down on this end by Shadlick. Shadlick is the 6-foot sophomore center who again had such an outstanding game in the semifinals. And now Perkins is at the line for 2 shots. Could have been a three-point play. She really had a very easy layup. I'm still a little bit surprised. I suspect Paul Whitmore, the coach of Concord, told his club to slow down a little bit when they got down into the end. They still continue, really, if you take no time off and set it up. Elvern, on the other hand, you'll see is calling a play and setting the ball up and running a little bit more of a pattern. I think Concord needs to do that. They're hurrying their shots.
Oh, all tied up here at 7-7 in the end.
That's the second block in a row by Concord.
Wow.
Their height advantage is going to also take its toll eventually on Elvern and should work to Concord's advantage.
You got to do it offensively, Owen. Aaron Haas right there, way too anxious, trying to take it herself.
They are shooting within 10 seconds, Charlie. I really not quite sure why they're hurrying it so.
The Broncos trying to work down, and Laurie Skelton has to go out of bounds. See what the call is. Well, they're going to say it was knocked off by a Concord player. So Elvern puts it in under their own basket.
Elvern continues to go to the basket every opportunity they get. They're driving rather than as I say it, they take a three-pointer.
Exactly. Three-point try by Karen Bigini. No good.
But they have been trying to take the ball inside, Elvern has.
Long pass down court. This time it works. Sandy Washburn with the pass set up by Aaron Haas.
Sandy got away with a little extra step there, but it got her to the basket and gave Concord a two-point lead.
And again, it's turned over by Elvern. So Elvern, between blocks and turnovers, awfully fortunate to be down by only two. Take another look at this last play. Look at that beautiful blind pass by Haas down to Sandy Washburn. Nice move towards the basket. Lays it up off the glass and in. And again, another steal by Elvern. And this time she goes all the way. Laurie Skelton with the bucket ties it again at 9.
Concord's frustrated a little bit with this defense. It's a nice full court. There's a foul, though. But it's a good defense that Elvern throws up each time they score. Number 15, Laura Skelton, that time committed the foul. But it's you're going to get that, but it's a nice pressing defense. Actually, what it is, it's the old UCLA trapping defense where you pick them up on the full floor, and the minute the ball goes to a corner or to the side, two defenders converge on it, and you try and trap the ball. The danger with that is, of course, somebody's got to get back and prevent an easy layup.
Pass quickly to Washburn. Takes the three, won't go. Rebound hauled down by Elvern.
Well, that was a good shot. She had a good look at the basket, wide open. Simply missed what should have been a two-point shot.
This is Karen Wiseman, who just came into the game, replacing Becky Hook, who has two personals. Stephanie May wants to go. And again, the blocks underneath, but Elvern comes up with the rebound, and getting fouled is Sarah Gagnon.
Well, that's the third block by Concord in this second quarter alone.
Going to call the foul on Jennifer Shadlick.
Well, as they go inside on these plays, Concord's height advantage down here, there's a nice block. Well, she caught her with the body is what they're calling. She hit the ball well. And but again, Concord right now has two 6-footers and a 5'10" underneath, and that's a distinct height advantage, of course, over Elvern.
The three-point try by Elvern. Stephanie May, no good.
Now we're going to get a foul there, too. It's a push-off, I think, on the rebound. And we're going to get a foul on
It's going to be on number
Elvern.
14 for Elvern, Karen Wiseman.
I think Karen Weissman, who another sophomore, has come in the game and commits a foul on the side here as she, goes after the rebound, which Concord already had. One of those fouls you look afterward and say shouldn't have taken. Now, Concord really has to set this ball up, or when they get a good look, go ahead and take it. Now they seem to be working the ball a little bit more, taking a little time.
Just outside the three-point line, shot won't go. Gets kind of tangled up in the cables. The shot taken there by Concord's Emily Larson. Larson, who has one basket in the game, 2 points. And there you get a good look at Coach Paul Whitmore looking for the first state championship since 1983. That's the last time that the Crimson Tide took home the crown.
Yeah, and of course, Elvern has never won one, so we got two clubs.
They work it underneath, and this time banking it off the glass. It's good by Kirsten Prochnow. Her second basket. She becomes the leading scorer in the game with 4 points. 11-9. The Broncos of Elvern up by 2. Shot won't go. Rebound hauled down by Prochnow.
Well, a good job by Elvern. They are limiting Concord just to one shot. And Except for one possession this second quarter, Elvern has gone to the basket each time. There they do it again.
Well, they go low again, and for the second straight possession, they come up with a basket as Karen Wiseman gets her first hoop.
That's very interesting because Concord has had 3 strong blocks this quarter, and yet Elvern continues to go inside. They apparently are going to challenge him underneath.
What a beautiful block underneath. See if they call a foul. It looked like all blocked by Sarah Gagnon.
Well, I think Sarah may have been over her back. She may be on her back here more than, yeah, there's a little bit of body contact, but
it looked, I'll tell you, it looked clean. He's saying that she grabbed her on the arm. I didn't see any arm taken at all.
If there was anything, they may have touched bodies a little bit. Let them play Big Ten basketball and go ahead and do a little pushing and shoving. It's all right.
Biggest lead of the game for Alvern, 13-9, 3:42 to play in the first half. First free throw is good.
And interesting, Alvern has built this now at a 3-point lead, but they've picked up these last couple buckets, again, by going to the basket on every possession rather than shoot from the outside. 2 free throws tightens it down to just 2 points.
So Courtney Woodland makes them both, and a 2-point lead for the Broncos of Alvern. 3:36 to play in the first half. Class L State Championship game live on WMUR TV. Now, the number of head fakes and moves by Alvern's Cara Delahanty.
Well, Karen wanted to go to the basket, and she wasn't sure whether she wanted to go to the left or and took some steps.
We got a timeout with 3:29 to play in the first half. The score, Alvern 13, Concord 11. Did I really say it was 14-11? Anyway, it's Alvern 13, Concord 11. That's why I do TV and not radio, because you can see it that way. Some of the wild crowd here. Stoutenburg Gymnasium.
Well, Concord's winning the applause meter at the moment, but Alvern's crowd will get into it. Alvern has built this, has come back. They were down by 2 and then went up by 4, the biggest lead. But they've done it by going inside against a bigger Concord team. They're obviously would like to see a few more fouls inside. Now there's Concord going low, and Concord should do that also.
I'm surprised they haven't, Carl. That's Jennifer Shadlick's strength, to go down low and make the turnaround to the basket, and they've done it very little.
Yeah, they really should, as opposed to hurrying the outside shot. But, hey, who are we? Paul Whitmore's got something in mind. There's another drive to the basket.
And Karen Wiseman goes for the bucket, gets the foul.
Yeah, they're going to pick up some fouls down there. That time,
take another look at it.
Ern Haas there is going to get called for a foul as she goes, just gets her right over the arm. Really a nice hack. And is going to pick up a 2-shot foul coming again for Alvern for number 14, Karen Weissman.
That's the first personal on Aaron Haas.
It's also nice to see the ability to make free throws. I've been watching some of that college ball. You know, I've never seen guys throw up so many bricks.
Because they're all slam dunking, Carl.
I know, all
anybody wants to do.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the free throw shooting's been outstanding here tonight for both clubs. They've each had half a dozen opportunities, and have made them all.
Laurie Skelton goes into the game for Alvern, replacing Karen Wiseman.
Is that Nancy Kerrigan? Looked like it. I don't know. It looked like it. Well, they've got a 4-point lead again. Concord needs... I think Concord will go down underneath, Charlie.
And they do. They go down low, but it won't fall for Amanda Perkins. They come up with the rebound, and Aaron Haas, pretty move there, goes in the lane, puts it up. No good. Rebound fought for. Taken again by Amanda Perkins, and again it won't go. And this time, Alvern picks up the loose ball, and it's controlled by Sarah Gagnon.
Well, they had 3 tries at the basket, but the third try was much too hurried. I thought they'd bring it back out and go ahead and try and set it up.
Long 3-point try won't fall for Stephanie May, and it's controlled by Concord. They work it up to Courtney Woodland. Now back to Erin Haas. Haas trying to get her team to just calm down. Don't be too anxious out there. They go down low. Now they work it back out. Courtney Woodland. And it's intercepted. Good defense is right, Carl. Karen Biagini right there.
Well, Alvern plays a nice hand defense. Now suddenly they've taken 2 outside shots. I'm not sure they need to do that. They built this 4-point lead by going inside, and they're also getting fouled underneath.
Well, Haas again, this time with the blind pass, and just overthrew it, intended for Courtney Woodland, and threw it out of bounds. Well, you see some of the crowd. You can't squeeze anybody else in here, Carl, with a can opener.
I know. I don't know if the fire marshal has off on Friday night, but I hope so, because if they don't, St. A's or NHIAA or somebody's going to get a ticket.
That's great. Great time of year. Tournament time.
Good hands.
And looking for help, and finally finds Erin Haas on the Anne-Marie Delier, who's looking around. Haas, will it go? No, it won't. Top of the key three-point try. Rebound. Again, controlled by Stephanie May. May will take it up herself.
Well,
Guarded closely by Courtney Woodland.
Karen Haas actually had a pretty good look at the basket, but again, it was one of those down and shoot.
No, no, no. You can't take the steps. So Alvern gives up a nice basket because of the traveling violation.
Yeah, she traveled. That's two of those travel calls in the last minute or so on Alvern. And what's happening is they can't decide whether to go all the way to the hoop or whether to stop and take the little jumper. And what happens is they get caught up in themselves.
1 minute remaining in the first half. I'll remind our viewers, stay with us at the half. We'll go back to Chris Raggy in our Manchester studios and bring you up to date on everything that's going on tonight in the world of sports, and there's plenty going on. He'll update you on all of it. That's at the half.
Most of it in the courts.
Yeah, it seems that way these days. 43 seconds. We'll see what the Broncos decide to do. Will they take their time and work it for one shot? Don't forget, no shot clock in high school ball.
35 seconds now. They're going to...
Stephanie May throws up a weak shot off the glass, and we get a foul going back the other way.
Well, it may have been on number 24. They were fighting underneath there for possession. And,
Take another look and see if they can
Karen,
see it.
yeah, Karen Weissman is going to get called here. You can see they're trying to establish position, and Karen Weissman, well, I don't know, you got four players pushing each other, but Karen got called for pushing off as they were trying to get rebounding position underneath the Alvern basket.
That's second personal on Karen Weissman, and a good break for Concord, because now they send one of their better shooters, Erin Haas, to the line.
Again,
in the penalty situation.
I don't want to jinx this one, but the free throw shooting has been outstanding this first half. No problem. And I'm surprised the score is so low, but on the one hand you can be surprised, on the other hand the defense has been also very strong, really, on both
Watch the intensity in Erin Haas's eyes. Great camera work down below the basket by Chris McDevitt.
Looks a lot like Tanya.
What is with you and Tanya hiding?
I don't know. I needed to say something.
What are you, her lawyer?
I'm so tired.
She does look a little like her, though.
Yeah, she does. She does.
22 seconds to play first half.
They'll play for one shot here.
2-point lead by the Broncos of Alvern. And they will. They'll work it down. Last time, at the end of the first quarter, they misjudged the clock. Again, they misjudge it. It's a weak shot put up by Stephanie May, and Concord gets the rebound. They've got 8 seconds.
Yeah, they get
Haas looking. Haas saying, I got plenty of time. I know just where I am. They work it on the side. And it's stolen away. This time, nobody will get a shot off, and neither team able to come up with a shot in the final 12 seconds. And the buzzer sounds, ending the first half of championship play here at St. Anselm's College at the end of 2 quarters. The score, Alvern Broncos 15, the Crimson Tide of Concord 13. All right, thank you very much, Chris. Great job as always. And we are just about ready for second half action here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. Alvern leading this one by 2, 15-13. And as we begin the second half, it'll be Alvern with possession of the ball. And we are underway. They play 8-minute quarters here in high school tournament time. 8 minutes. 4 of them, as opposed to halves in college, which some of our college viewers may be used to. Quick turnaround. First shot of the second half won't fall for Becky Hook, and back we come the other way. Crimson Tide with it. Haas. Erin Haas loses control, and back comes the Broncos of Alvern. We'll quickly run down the scoring for you when we get a second. The leading scorers in the first half. 3-point try, no good by Karen Bugini, who has yet to score. I'm sorry, she has 2 free throws, has yet to score from the floor, and we get a whistle. And our first foul of the second half.
Virginia, of course, is is an important scorer. She's just a sophomore, but she's the one who had the 2 free throws that beat Nashua in the closing seconds in that 3-point win to get here.
That foul, if you're keeping track, was on 6, and that's her 3rd personal. I'll make it Becky Hook her 3rd personal. There's the 3-point basket. Erin Haas with the big 3. She quickly becomes the leading scorer in the game with 7 points.
Good defense. Aaron Haas just knocked that ball loose. Boy, Concord's picked up the intensity here the first minute and a half.
They've also picked up the lead, Carl, by 16-15, only the second time that they've led in the ball game. And driving down, we get the whistle.
We should get a foul here. I think number 25, who is moving in...
Yeah, right, Carl. They called it on Kirsten Proch now. And watch as Courtney Woodland tries to drive the lane and get the shot off, and obvious foul by Kirsten Proch now.
She didn't have position at all. She was still moving with her. Concord's looking for the outside shot, but there's a three-point try.
That two-handed three-point try by Aaron Haas won't go that time, and Concord comes up with the ball. Good job on the boards by Anne-Marie Delier.
Well, they're giving Haas plenty of room out here to take the three-pointers.
This one goes. It's good for two. Courtney Woodland with the bucket.
Well, one of the things, what's happening, Elvern is falling back with the big Concord players to play defense underneath. They're going to give them room outside to shoot.
Well, they didn't call it traveling. They called jump ball, and it's going to be possession Concord.
Again, I think with Elvern, I think what happened is, you know, as Ken Johnson thinks about the second half, he's going to try and stop Concord underneath, but by doing that, you're going to give him a little room outside to shoot.
And he wants a timeout. As soon as his team gets possession, he wants a timeout. He's yelling to his players. He wants to slow things down, get organized. His team suddenly down by 3 with 6 minutes straight up to play in the third quarter. Concord leading 18-15, and we get the whistle.
You get a jump ball, or is that a...
And it's possession. Yeah, it's going to be possession, Elvern.
Well, Concord's defense has certainly picked up these first 2-3 minutes of the second half. And Elvern, on the other hand, is not doing what they did successfully by going underneath. There's a
pretty turnaround. Kirsten Proch now with her third basket of the game. And it's a 1-point lead for Concord, 18-17. 5:36 to play, third quarter. Class L Girls Championship action here live on WMUR TV. Charlie Sherman, along with Carl Van Asselt. The Ock home babysitting tonight. Little Allison Marie will be 1 week old tomorrow. And again, Kirsten Perch now with 8 points gives Elvern back the lead by 1, 19-18. And that prompts a quick timeout by Concord. 5:14 to play, third quarter, and the score, Elvern 19, Concord 18. We'll be right back. It's a packed house here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium on the campus of St. Anselm College for championship-style basketball. This is as good as it gets. 1-point lead for Elvern, 19-18, 5:07 to play, third quarter. Concord trying to take back the lead. And we got the foul reaching in.
Now we're going to get called out. You know, Stephanie May got a hold of the arm. Yeah, got a hold of the arm here. She tried to tie up. Elvern plays a real tough defense, and you're going to get some fouls like that on the arm, as Stephanie May just did. But that's all right. It's worth the trade-off for the defense they're playing.
Tough time working it in. They finally do. And Concord gets it. Emily Larson. Larson back to Erin Haas. Haas trying to set her team up offensively. Moves and then passes. On the right, Sandy Washburn tries to get it down low. Nobody home. And it's picked off by Elvern Sarah Gagnon. Back comes Elvern.
Yeah, May tapped that ball loose again, and again, they play very good hand defense, Elvern does.
Stephanie May looking for help, finds it.
You got to work your way. You got to work your way towards the basket, though. You can't work your way out on the outside.
Bagini. Sarah Gagnon, and back comes Concord. Down pass, long off the backboard, and popped in for Concord's Amanda Perkins, and it's a 1-point lead for the Crimson Tide, 20-19.
Even Haas made the nice pass. She handles the ball well.
Right now we're going to go back to our Manchester studios for tonight's Cash Lotto drawing. Then we'll be right back as the three-pointer goes in for Elvern's Kirsten Proch now. While we were away, Stephanie May with a basket for Elvern gives her team a 3-point lead, 23-20.
Well, Concord continues to look inside, but they really have not gone into their big people.
Here's the basket that we missed. Stephanie May stops, pops, and bang. That's all you missed, folks.
Well, Concord continues to I'm surprised. They just haven't gone inside. They've got two people 6 feet, one 5'10". They have a distinct height advantage, but on offense, they have not really worked that ball underneath. Elvern, on the other hand, has shown much more patience in trying to go towards the basket. There's a good move
Nice
towards
move.
the basket.
Very nice. Pagini. The shot is no good by Stephanie May, and it's going back the other way for Concord. So Alvin had a chance there to add to that three-point lead and couldn't connect. 2:16 to play, third quarter, and very slowly taking it up is Erin Haas. Haas with 7 points. She's the leading scorer for the Crimson Tide. Leading scorer in the game is Kirsten Potch now with 8 points. Make it 11 points.
Well, Jennifer Shadlick was underneath, had a good opportunity, but did not put up a good shot. Again, that I think, though, is what Concord needs to do, Charlie, is get the ball inside to those two big people.
They go down low.
Good block. Good block.
Very
by
good
Shadlick.
block. Again, there's that strong defense by Concord. Haas wants to take it just inside the three-point line. Bang! Erin Haas.
Well, Haas is clearly one of these fine shooters. She puts the ball up very well. It looks like a hurried shot, but if she has a good look, if they give her any room at all, she can certainly make those 15, 18-footers.
Air ball tossed up by Karen Bajini. And again, Concord takes possession.
Yeah.
1:19 to play, third quarter, and a 1-point lead for Alvin. Now we're going to take a quick timeout. 1:19 showing on the clock in quarter number 3. We'll be right back. The mascots having one heck of a time here with the crowd. The Duck from Concord and the Bronco from Alvin. I thought they were going to drop the gloves at center court, Carl.
Oh, I know. We had a great race here between a Bronco, and I wanted to ask if that was something off Sesame Street, but it's
No, it's a duck.
Oh, okay, it's a duck. All right.
Want to buy a duck?
All right, we got 1:20 left in the third quarter, and just we're again a 1-point game. We got to see what kind of a strategy Concord has here. They may well go to the basket.
They do go down low, laid up and in by Amanda Perkins. And Perkins with 5 points, and it's a 1-point lead for Concord. We keep going back and forth. Championship basketball. Class L title to be decided tonight.
Well, Amanda Perkins is a 6-foot senior. She's one of the 4 seniors that are on the floor for Concord, along with the sophomore Jennifer Shadlick, the other 6-foot center. So, again, what Coach Whitmore has done is put all 3 of his big people in the game underneath the basket.
That foul was on Sandy Washburn. Only her first. Quick shot, no good. Rebound, all down by Jennifer Shadlick. Again, they go up to Haas. Haas looking, her eyes all over the court. She takes it herself. 3-point try, no good. Rebound fought for, controlled by Alvin.
Jennifer had she had a good look at the basket, Haas did, but failed to miss it. She also failed to follow her shot in, which she needs to do.
Alvin working it around the perimeter.
They ought to play for one shot here, I would think. No.
They're down to 22 seconds in the third quarter, and they miss on the shot. And Concord plenty of time. Again, they rush, and I don't understand why. They have plenty of time. We've seen this at the end of each of the 3 quarters. Both teams rushing their shots when there is no shot clock to worry about. Take another look at it with 18 seconds. And look at racing down cut.
Karen Bajini, I'll get it straight. Karen Bajini, you say it.
Karen Bajini.
Bajini, I'll get it straight. Just grabbed her instead. She had lost the foot race.
But Sandy Washburn racing to the basket.
Yeah, there was
plenty
no
of
hurry
time.
with plenty of time. But once Bajini lost the race, she decided to grab her and stop her. They were not in a shooting position, a penalty, so they did not have to give up the free throws.
10 seconds, and again, let's see what they do with it. They work it out. Dallier to Haas. Haas with 4 seconds.
Yes.
Takes it, bang! Hits the 3. Erin Haas puts her team up by 4, 27-23, as the Concord crowd goes wild and the buzzer sounds, ending the third quarter of play here at St. Anselm's College. So after 3 quarters of championship play, the score, the Crimson Tide of Concord 27, the Broncos of Alvin 23. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action. Well, the third quarter clearly belonging to the Crimson Tide of Concord. They outscored Alvin 14-8. They lead it now 27-23 with 8 minutes to go in this ball game.
Right, and the real difference is Aaron Haas, who had 2 3-pointers in that third quarter.
Underneath with the rebound in the basket, Jen Shadwick of Concord gives her team 2 more.
Well, there's Shadwick's height advantage clear. She took the rebound down, went right up with it, and scored 2 points to open the fourth quarter.
That's her first basket of the game, Carl. She had 13
in the win, the semifinal.
Yeah, that semifinal game. Well below her average. Let's see who we call this on. It's going to be on number 22, and that is Amanda Perkins.
We're going to get Amanda here for a push. You'll see number 22 is going to push off. They're trying to establish position, and they're calling her for holding back, actually holding the Alvin player. Now you got a traveling call.
Concord, of course, looking for a foul, but...
Well, they've got their biggest lead of 6 points. They've done it again on Haas's outside shooting and a good inside strong move by Shadwick the last time down.
Alvin's shot selection, very, very low percentage. Concord, on the other hand, taking a little bit more time to set up. And this three-point try, NBA three-pointer by Aaron Haas.
Wow. She's shooting that ball like Murphy of Connecticut did this afternoon. It's just bang, bang, bang.
And she's got 15 points, and that prompts Alvin to call a timeout.
She's only 5'3", Charlie, a 5'3" senior, but boy, you give her a little bit of room outside, that's 3 3-pointers.
So it's 7-10 remaining. We'll take a break. The score, Concord 32, Alvin 23. Aaron Haas is taking control of this game for the Crimson Tide of Concord with 15 points, and Carl, 3 of them three-pointers.
Well, she's the smallest player on the floor at 5'3", but 3 3-pointers in this second half have really built is the difference here and built that Concord lead. But Elvern's coming back here with a quick basket.
Finally, Karen Bigini gets one to fall. And even that one looked like it had trouble going through the hole.
But as you said, Charlie, their shot selection has not been real good, Elvern, here in the second half. Not as good as I thought it was in the second quarter. There's the height.
Shadwick can't get it, but again, you're right, Carl.
That's the size. The size makes all the difference there. And Jennifer Shadwick, again, at 6 foot, has got 4 inches underneath, and she can do that if she'll hang on to the ball. That's twice we've seen her do it in the last 2 minutes. That's a good block by Shadwick.
Well, now, viewers, this is not the first time these two teams have faced each other this season, Carl. They did meet in the regular season. Yeah,
and that was a 23-point win by Elvern. So, you know, Elvern just took Concord apart early in the year, and now Concord is up by 9 with just 6:24.
And Elvern also coming off of that big win on Tuesday night over the defending state champions, the Purple Panthers of Nashua.
Yeah, this will be interesting if Elvern can come back here. Elvern's had to play, of course, the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the tournament, Concord being the number 2 seed. Right now, Concord has a 9-point lead and is doing the things that they should have been doing, I thought, earlier, and doing them well.
Nice move down low. It's Kirsten Protz now with the bucket and cuts the Concord lead to 7 with 6:08 to play.
Kristen made a real strong move to the basket for Elvern that time to cut it back to 7. See, now they've picked up the defense, Elvern has. Good poke, good check.
Works nicely. Oh, they're going to call a foul.
Well, it's going to be on Haas, I think. She was a little frustrated. What happened was Elvern stole the ball, and then Haas was frustrated underneath, and yeah, they're going to call a foul on her for
second personal.
Yeah.
4th on the team. Both teams with 4 fouls, so neither team.
That was one of those frustration fouls, Charlie. You know, the ball. They take the ball away from you. You decide to get back at them. Obviously, nothing gained.
And it's starting to get a little sloppy now. Starting to see a lot of whistles.
They're going to call again on Haas, I think.
No. This time they're going to get it on Sandy Washburn.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, it's Washburn who is moving.
That's the 5th on the team. So we'll be in
yeah, and the way they're shooting free throws, you don't want to send either team to the line. We've had very few missed free throws. In fact, both teams have shot extremely well.
Anne-Marie Dellier comes out, and entering the game for Concord is Emily Larson.
Yeah, Coach Whitmore is certainly using his bench. He's shuttling players in and out. I think this club just simply goes a little bit deeper than Elvern does. but he's trying to get some fresh troops in here for the last...
Three-pointer, and it's good by Stephanie May, and what a big three-pointer it is. Only the third three-pointer of the game for Alvern.
Big basket, though. It cut that 7-point to a quick 4-point lead.
And Alvern again has the momentum in their favor as they force the turnover, and they can cut this lead to 2 or less.
Well, Stephanie May's three-pointer really kind of ignited the Alvern crowd, certainly. Cut the lead to 4, and now a turnover gives Alvern a chance to get within 2 or within 1 with a three-pointer.
5:16 showing on the clock, fourth quarter. Concord up by 4. Shot, a weak shot. And the rebound easily pulled down by the Crimson Tide, and Amanda Perkins, they work it up. Now Haas with the pass. Woodland. And it's controlled again. Off the block by Alvern. Pressure applied, but the Broncos managed to get it out to Karen Bigini. Bigini yet to heat up in this ballgame with just 4 points. Takes the three. Bang! Karen Bigini, and it's a 1-point lead for Concord, 34-33.
Well, first it was May and then Bigini with three-pointers, and boy, did that cut that 7-point lead, put it away. Going to get a charging call? No.
Going to be called against Alvern, I think, Carl.
Yeah, they're going to call this one, I think, against Alvern. They did, against Becky Hook.
I thought he was going to call a charging call.
I did too, but apparently Becky Hook did not have position. As you saw on the replay, she was still moving her feet trying to get to the baseline.
That is the 4th personal on number 34.
Wasn't that on Becky? I think it was on Becky Hook.
Yeah, maybe it was, yes.
Yeah, it was, and if that's her 4th personal, that hurts because she's the 6'2" center who's got to control the Concord height.
And Alvern again comes up with the basketball.
Well, Alvern's defense has been super the past 2-3 minutes, plus those 2 3-pointers by May and Bigini.
Alvern trying to make sure they remain composed. 4:10 remaining in the ball game. They're trailing by 1. They find the open person in Kirsten Prutch now.
Yeah.
Now a wide pass. It goes out of bounds. Whose will it be? And referee Bill Tostovan says it's going the other way. Concord's ball. Crowd doesn't like it. If you're an Alvern fan, you don't like it.
Well, half didn't like it, Charlie. It's a 50-50. This side liked it, the other side didn't. They've done a nice job of officiating the game, really. With you know, there's been some tough calls with the driving and the rebounding, and I think they've handled extremely well.
Aaron Haas stops, and it's stolen away again by Alvern. Reaching up is Laurie Skelton.
Good defense again. That's 3 out of the last 4 possessions by Concord. Alvern has stopped them without a shot.
Trying to work it towards the basket. Stephanie May. It's good. And Alvern takes the lead by 135-34. And the Alvern crowd goes wild. We'll take a break. Here's your score. Alvern up by 1 with 3.5 minutes to play. Now we're going to stay right here and enjoy the moment. Wow.
Yeah, well, Alvern's defense really keyed that offensive surge. They outscored Concord 12-2. They were down 32-23 by 9 points.
Let's listen in if we can, Carl. No? I don't think we can
pick them up. Well, they were down by 9, 32-23. What happened is Alvern decided to play defense. And they played that tough defense for about the last 3.5 minutes. And if you throw with that May's three-pointer, another three-pointer by Kristen, and so suddenly...
Now let's listen into the huddle. We're trying to go inside. Everybody in this auditorium on their feet.
Well, I think what Whitmore was telling, I'm sure what he was telling his Concord team to do is to go inside. They've got to go inside. They have the height. They're down by 1, but I think you'll see them go inside. He's got all 3 of his big people in the game. But this Alvern defense has been outstanding the last 3 minutes, along with the 2 3-point plays. And Shadlick has exerted herself with the size.
3.5 minutes, an open lane, but the ball just wouldn't go for Anne-Marie Dallier. She had the opening and drove it.
Well, that's what Coach Whitmore wanted. He said go inside with the ball, and they just took the ball straight to the hoop. They opened the left side for her, and she went all the way to the basket. Unfortunately for the Concord, she missed it.
Alvin slows it down. On the right, Prochnow, shot won't go. Rebound pulled down by Emily Larson. Ball falls out of bounds. Almost knocks the Bronco over.
Well, Sarah Gagnon had went and cut off the passing lane there, but ended up out of bounds with the ball. Elvern has done that well. They have cut the passing lanes on Concord. They've used their hands extremely well on defense. It's a good defensive club.
Shot won't go. Rebound controlled by Alvern. This is Karen Bigini. Bigini, who just moments ago had a big three-pointer in that big comeback by the Broncos. Underneath, controlled by Haas. Erin Haas on the move. She wants to go all the way. Erin Haas now finally pulls up. Pops it over to Emily Larson. Around on the right to Dallier. Back underneath. They throw it away.
That'll be off Concord. Well, it's going to be off Shadlick underneath, I think. It was either off Shadlick or off Emily Larson. Either way, Alvern ends up with the ball.
Alvern's had a number of opportunities now to add to this one-point lead. 2:16 to play, fourth quarter. Alvern up by 1, 35-34.
They came back from 9 down in about 2.5 minutes, but they needed one more basket here and get this one-point lead to a 2 or a 4.
The Broncos
2 or
have
3. I'll add up all right. Don't worry about my
Go to
math.
Chelsea High, too?
Don't worry about my math, Charlie.
The Broncos have never won a Class L championship. Doesn't go. And again, Concord controls off the boards. Bringing it up is Anne-Marie Dallier. On the right to Larson. Emily Larson working at top of the key. Looking for help. Amanda Perkins doesn't get it.
She got tied up by, that's not a foul. She got tied up by Stephanie May. Well, you got to get a timeout for Concord, I think. Yeah. Can't seem to make up their mind, but that's a jump ball. But possession goes to Concord on the jump ball.
And we do finally decide to call a timeout. 1:44 to play in this ball game. Don't you move a muscle. 35-34. Alvern up by 1. We'll be right back. In 1 minute and 44 seconds, we will have a new Class L Girls State Champion. Nashua, the reigning champ, watching from the stands. This one between Concord and Alvern, and only 1 point separates them. 35 for Alvern, 34 for Concord.
Well, and Alvern's trying to do it in their first ever championship game. They've never been to the final.
Ball loose. Haas trying to find some help. Still rolling around loose. They're going to get a possession jump ball.
And that's going to be Alvern's ball on the possession. Yeah, it should be Alvern's ball on the possession.
Down to 1:30.
Well, they're up by 1. I suspect you'll see them try to go strong to the basket, look for the layup, look for the short shot, and the foul. Either, the basket and or the foul. And Concord's got to be very careful here. Of course, to foul them, the way Alvern shoots free throws, they're kind of an automatic. So we'll see what kind of a defense Concord can do. Try and stop Alvern, who's up by 1.
1:19 to play.
It's a tough man-to-man, I'll tell you. They stay right on him.
Holding it high above her head, Kirsten Prochnow. Now it's Stephanie May looking for help, watching the clock. 1:05, clock ticking.
Now they maybe try to work this clock down and go inside for one shot, Charlie.
But it's interesting, Carl. Neither team has been very successful in playing the clock in this game.
No, and now they don't need to even. Of course, without a shot clock in high school ball, they can go ahead and run the clock out.
Less than a minute.
Concord's either got to steal this ball or commit a foul here within, I'd say the next 15 or 20 seconds.
Both teams are in a penalty situation,
There's the foul.
There's the foul committed, and Alvern goes to the line in a one-on-one situation.
Well, again, Alvern was Ken Johnson, Coach Johnson, who just called a timeout, which means he has 1 left after this one. He was willing to run that clock all the way out. Concord let it run down from 1:30 to 41.5 seconds before they finally committed a foul. And now they'll send Alvern to the line with a 1-point lead. And I don't think Alvern has missed more than 1 free throw all night, Charlie.
I think you're right, Carl. Unofficially, that is exactly what they have done. They have gone to the line 6 times, make it 5 times, and they've made 4 free throws.
Yeah. Well, they'll, now that I think Concord may have waited a little bit longer than Coach Whitmore wanted to commit that foul. On the other hand, I think he was hoping maybe the players think their defense could have stolen the ball. Either way, what happens now? With 41 seconds, they're down by 1, and if let's assume Elburn makes the 2 free throws, making it 37-34, then Concord can come down and look for the three-pointer, and they've certainly got the three-point shooter. I mean, Haas has, you know, put 3 up there tonight, extremely strong from the outside, and I think you'll see her try to set herself up for a three-pointer handling the ball.
Our videographer.
But now they don't get a free throw because this is only they were one short of the penalty.
Exactly.
They had one to give.
That's right.
They had one to give.
Oh, there's the turnover. They turn it over. The defense forces the turnover.
All right, now Concord can simply work for any kind of a good shot. They don't have to take the three-pointer.
Get a little rambunctious there in first row of the bleachers. And we got a real quick foul committed by Karen DeGenie.
They have 2 to give, actually, Elburn. Yeah, that's a quick foul. I don't know why they would use it there, but that was no, that one didn't make sense.
Down to 36 seconds. Concord inbounds it.
All right.
They play catch back and forth, and then finally bringing it up. They finally get it to Erin Haas, and Haas is the one to bring it up.
Yeah, she's the one to handle the ball for him.
With it, Anne-Marie Dalliere having problems, and has it taken away.
Jump ball.
Jump ball. Possession will be to
I think
Elburn.
Is it Elburn? I thought it was Concord. Yeah, it's Concord, Charlie.
Is it
Elburn,
Concord?
yeah,
Okay.
Concord had it this last time.
Yeah, it is Concord.
See, my eyes won't pick that up on the scoreboard, but yeah, it is. Okay.
21.3 seconds, 1 point lead
Well,
for
they've each got
Elburn.
1 timeout left. Each have 1 timeout left.
Each with 16 fouls.
Yeah.
They try and work it. I'm not sure if that was a shot or a pass, but whatever it was deflected.
Well,
and we got the foul, and this will be a penalty situation.
Sandy Washburn, number 32, wanted to pass that ball. You'll see Sandy Washburn wanted to pass the ball. When the pass didn't work, she got frustrated and, of course, committed the foul. Now Elburn is in the penalty situation, so that Concord, so Elburn is going to go to the line with a one-on-one. But Washburn here, she sits down and played a fine game.
Fouls out with 5.
She fouled out. Well, she played a fine game, but on that last foul, again, she tried to pass it underneath. When the pass failed, she went in and committed the foul, sending Elburn to the line. Well, big free throw.
Laurie Skelton with a big pressure free throw gives her team a 2-point lead, 36-34. She gets another one in the penalty situation. And she makes them both. Laurie Skelton.
I would think you got to take a timeout, Concord. You've got 1 left.
Well,
Maybe they don't. No, they should if
they should have 1 timeout left. 9 seconds. 7. They've got to work it down and take a shot, and finally, see what they call. They call a foul?
No,
timeout.
No, they called the timeout.
No, I think they called a foul. They called a foul. They called a foul on number 12. Why Stephanie May would commit a foul at that point?
Well, except again, they had 1 to give. They still had 1 more. Elburn did.
But why? They were frustrated. They were working down 6.7 seconds,
no, they don't.
and they weren't sure where to go.
In fact, they centered the line. But with a 3-point lead, I think they figured, Charlie,
Send
a foul
it to the
was
line,
better.
sure.
Okay,
Give
let
her
her
2.
have the 2 free
That's
throws.
right, with a 3-point
We'll take
lead.
the ball back with 7 seconds.
Good strategy.
Not a bad move. Good, in fact, a very good move by Coach Johnson.
She makes the first.
Now the
Anne-Marie
question
Dalliere.
is, do you make this or do you purposely miss it, Charlie?
You got to
to get
purposely
3
miss it. You need the ball.
All right, you're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk it over.
Yeah.
All right, take a quick timeout. 6.7 seconds remaining.
Wow.
Elburn up by 2, 37-35. This one far from over. We'll be right back. We're back.
Well,
Final 6 seconds.
yeah, it was 6.7 seconds. Yeah, go back for just a quick second, Charlie. That was a great play by Elburn to commit that foul because they were up by 3. They were willing to give them the 2 free throws. Now Concord, which has made the first of those 2 free throws, and Anne-Marie Dalliere is at the line. Now they've made the decision. I'm sure during that timeout, I'm sure Coach Whitmore has said, let's miss the second one. You miss the free throw, you go for the rebound to try and put it right back up and tie it.
But the other strategy, Carl, would be to make the free throw
And then try and steal.
foul. Well, foul immediately.
That's right. Well, see what he does. I have a feeling she'll miss it on purpose, but
Nope.
got the rebound. They got the rebound.
Ball still loose, 3 seconds. It's loose, and we get the whistle. Down to 2.4 seconds.
Oh, boy. Concord committed a foul, I think. You're going to see the foul here. Stephanie May comes down with this rebound. First of all, Concord gets the rebound off the free throw. Shadlick goes up. She is blocked. Nice block. Now Stephanie May gets the ball, and she is fouled, sending Stephanie May down to the free throw line with 2.4 seconds left. Great play underneath. Shadlick had the rebound from the free throw. It was a missed free throw. Shadlick had the ball. She was there to lay it in and tie this game up. She missed it, and then May came down with a big rebound and got fouled and is at the free throw line. She could put the game away.
Stephanie May with 10 points in the game. And it won't go.
Boy.
2.4 seconds. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Auburn's ball. Concord couldn't pull down the rebound.
Yeah.
1.5 seconds, and that should do it.
Yeah.
They inbound it. 1.3. Boy, it's a long time, and the buzzer sounds. And Auburn, your new state champions. And let's enjoy the sights and sounds of what it's like to be a champ. It's all about emotions. The excitement, the thrill.